Winter leaves like a sun in a parade too, bearing unfortunate tides for the king in his suit. Written by Christopher Rangel. Skinwalkers, said Professor Layton as he drove his old-timey British car. It sounds like they were skinwalkers, Gary and Sephiroth. But they're all gone now, right? Said Zack in the back seat. Not likely, said Luke in the passenger seat. Shut up, slut, said Professor Layton. Anyways, it's not likely that was all of them. The Skinwalkers were a large and proud people. I believe this is just the tip of the penis. The tip of the penis, said Lando. Shit, sounds like we've got our work cut out for us. Shouldn't be that much of a problem, said Zack, caressing his buster sword. As long as honor is on our side, we can take anything on, and I've got a score to settle with these skinwalkers. It isn't a very good feeling to come back to life and find that your best friend has been killed. I'm in this for Cloud. Very good, said Professor Layton. What do you say, Luke? Luke cleared his throat. I think... Shut the fuck up, bitch! They arrived at Professor Layton's house. They went inside. This shall be our base of operations against the Skinwalkers. I'll stay here. You guys gather information and report with these transmission devices. I call them trannies for short. Got it, said Zack, pumping his fist. Now get going, said Professor Layton. He turned to Luke. Now, as for you... Zack and Lando left Professor Layton's house and went onto the streets of London. Right, so now we have to find out about the Skinwalkers, said Lando. There's a detective that lives around here, a famous one, said Zack. I think maybe he might be able to help us. Good, said Lando. Maybe we can find the Millennium Falcon, too. I was supposed to pick Han Solo up from Tatooine a year ago. So they went to 124B Baker Street, and Zack said, Hello, old lady. Is Sherlock in the house? Yes, said the old lady. Sherlock is in the house. I will go get him. When she returned, she came with Sherlock and Watson. Hello, I don't believe we've met, said Sherlock. Hi, I am Zack, and this is Lando. Hello, Zack and Lando. I believe now that we have met. Watson was quiet because Zack's buster sword was giving him PTSD from the war because Watson was a soldier. We were wondering if you knew anything about the Skinwalkers. The Skywalkers? Nah, man, I know enough about the Skywalkers, said Lando. We're talking about Skinwalkers. Skinwalkers, said Sherlock. It sounds familiar. Let me go into my mind cathedral. Sherlock went into his mind cathedral. Yes, I have heard of the Skinwalkers recently. Someone in the neighborhood was talking about fighting one. Could you take us to him? Asked Zack. Certainly, said Sherlock. Come along, Watson. Watson went along, but he couldn't take his eyes from Zack's buster sword. Sherlock knocked on a door a couple blocks away, and a young Hispanic man with glasses opened the door. Hello, Chris, said Sherlock. I am Chris. This is where I enter the story. Hello, Sherlock, I said. Then I saw Zack and Lando and gasped. You guys were a part of Falcon's men in the SpongeCom incident a couple months ago. What brings you here? We heard from Sherlock that you encountered a Skinwalker recently, and we are coming to you for information. I sighed. Yeah, it was pretty bad. May and I were having our friend Ash over for dinner, but during dinner Ash took off his skin and revealed that he was actually Titus, and he laughed maniacally at us, and he threatened May, but I managed to fight him out of the house. We have to keep our guard up, but we can manage it. What's going on, honey? Asked May. A couple people are here asking about the Skinwalker, I said as May came to the door with me. I know that in Pokemon May is 10, but here she is 18 so I can fuck her. I also convinced myself she is 18 when I roll 34 that shit, know what I'm saying? Do you know where Titus went? Sherlock asked. Stay silent, I said. Everyone did, and in the distance we could hear a ha 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 ha. That was, I said, and we followed the sound. Titus was standing beneath Big Ben. Ha ha! So you have found me, shouted Titus. The jig is up, said Zack. Tell us where your headquarters are and maybe we will let you live. "Defeat me, and maybe I will tell you what you want to know," said Titus. He walked into Big Ben, which then lit on fire. "Let's go," said Zack, and we all ran into the burning clock tower. My wife May sent out her mudkip, who managed to put out some of the flames while we fought Titus in the scaffolding as the tower burned around us, but May's Blaziken fighting alongside counteracted the mudkip a bit. I fought alongside Zack with my sword as we fought Titus blade to blade, while Lando shot from a distance alongside Blaziken. Then Titus knocked Zack down and, in my distraction, was about to stab me to death, but then a Keyblade came and bounced his sword away. I looked to where the Keyblade came from and saw Roxas give me a thumbs up and a smile. "Fine," said Titus as he watched his sword fall to the flames below. "Put away your sword and let's settle this hand to hand." "Very well," I said, sheathing Aquamarine Nightmare. We both raised our fists and threw punches at each other. He tried tackling me, but I dodged and pushed him into the lower scaffold. I leapt down, preparing to slam him with my fists, but then he uppercutted me and sent me flying. When I looked up, he was sauntering to me, laughing as he came. I swept him off his feet and jumped onto mine. "Now talk," I said. "Ha ha ha ha," said Titus, and he rolled off the scaffolding and was swallowed by the flames. "No! Fuck!" I said, and then we left Big Ben just as it finally collapsed in the flame. "Shit!" yelled Zack. "Fucking shit!" yelled Lando. "Son of a fuck!" said Professor Layton. "You guys lost our only lead on the Skinwalkers." "Oh no," thought Luke. "It sounds like the professor will not be kind to me tonight." "Not now, Luke," said Professor Layton. "Well, we'll have to figure something out." "Mudkip?" said May's Mudkip. "What is it, Mudkip?" asked May. "Mudkip," said Mudkip, and it handed May a note. "Guys, you might want to see this," said May, and everyone read the note, which said, "Dear Titus, distract whatever heroes start to get on our trail, but whatever you do, do not let them know that our headquarters are in Los Angeles. GL." "To Los Angeles!" shouted Professor Layton. We all got onto a plane and went to Los Angeles. It was a pretty good plane and a pretty good flight. I talked to Zack and he told me more about the SpongeCum incident. Maybe someday I can visit the wellspring of Captain Falcon and pay my respects. "Hey, Chris, do you want to go to the bathroom?" asked May. "Yes, May, I would like to go to the bathroom," I said. And we went to the bathroom and we got naked and she sucked on my wanger and it was really hot. And I put my cock in her cooter and thrusted a whole bunch and we moaned. And it was really hot because her cool hair was really hot. And also she had a nice figure and her boobies felt good in my sweaty hands. And we both had satisfying orgasms, but then there was a knocking at the door. "Hey, what's going on in here?" said a deep voice. "I gotta shit." "Sorry," I said, and then we got dressed and sat down again, and then the guy from the bathroom took a seat again and looked at my row. "Cole, this is you." "I'm Cool Satano. What are your names?" "I'm Chris. This is May. That's Zack. There's Lando. That's Professor Layton. There's Luke, and that's Roxas." "Hi, everyone," said Cool Satano. "What will all of you be doing in Los Angeles?" "Taking down those dirty fucking Skinwalker cunts," said Roxas. "What will you be doing?" "I'll be meeting my friend J.J. Abrams on the set of Star Wars Episode 8. Maybe I can get him to let you have a tour of the set." "That would be cool," I said. So when we landed in Los Angeles, we got a tour from J.J. Abrams. "Why the fuck aren't I in the Star Wars?" Lando asked J.J. Abrams. "Because you lost the fucking Millennium Falcon," said J.J. Abrams, and we started the tour. Los Angeles was even hotter than the sex I have with May from Pokemon every night, and actors were preparing their scenes. Because Leonard Nimoy was dead, the role of Spock was taken over by Sunplation, Bruce Willis, Tom Hanks, Bella. "Sebastian, this is you, for the new Star Wars movie." "Sunplation," said Cool, and he went in to give Sunplation a handshake. "Cool Satano, fancy seeing you here. What brings you around these parts?" "I came to visit my friend J.J. Abrams, and also these people are trying to find the Skinwalkers." "Skinwalkers, huh?" Sunplation eyed J.J. Abrams suspiciously. "Keep an eye on him. Something has seemed off about him the past few days." "Okay," everyone said, and we finished the tour, and J.J. Abrams waved us goodbye. Sunplation agreed to meet us all later to discuss his findings. We went to a bar that was a very roughneck sort of place with people that were fighting, and Adventure Time's Finn and Jake were getting a lap dance from the old ladies from Spirited Away, and Cora was the bartender. "How can I help you guys?" said Cora. "What can you tell us about the Skinwalkers?" I asked. Cora sighed. "So it's gotten out then, huh? What do I know about them?" "Well, months ago, me and my friends were a special squad designated to nip the Skinwalker problem in the bud. We were hoping that after the SpongeCum incident their activity would go down, but it only got worse. We found one of their bases and managed to take most of the Skinwalkers out there, but then their leader showed up and killed everyone single-handedly. Asami, Mako, Bolin, all dead." She gave a far-away look. "All dead." "You can join us if you want," said Zack. "We are well prepared to fight and are on their tail." "I would love to," said Cora, and she joined the party. "I heard you guys are talking about Skinwalkers," said Filthy Frank as he took a seat next to us. "Yes, those motherfuckers killed my best friend, Cloud Strife," said Zack. "I have a whole gallery of Skinwalker heads in my gallery from the ones that I killed," said Filthy Frank. "I think I would be a good asset." So Filthy Frank joined the party. Then Sunplation showed up. "Okay, guys, so I think J.J. Abrams is a Skinwalker," said Sunplation. "Oh shit," said Cool Satano. So they all went back to the lot where Star Wars was being shot, but it was empty except for the janitor, Dat Boy, who was sleeping the floor from atop his unicycle. "Oh shit, what up?" said Dat Boy. "We're here for J.J. Abrams," said Professor Layton. "We know he is a Skinwalker." "Look, dude, I have known J.J. Abrams for a while, and I know for a fact that he is not a Skinwalker," said Dat Boy. "But we know he is a Skinwalker." "Shit," said Dat Boy. Then Dat Boy shot his tongue at Professor Layton and pulled his dick off. "Shit," said Layton as he crumpled to the floor, clutching his hands where his junk used to be. "Professor!" shouted Luke. Lando shot Dat Boy in the face, and Luke ran to Professor Layton's side. "Luke," said Professor Layton, "come closer." "What is it?" Luke asked as he put his ear close to the professor's mouth. "Cunt," Professor Layton whispered before snapping Luke's neck and dying. He only managed to snap Luke's neck halfway, though, so he was only paralyzed. Filthy Frank carried Luke away from dead Layton, but then the skin melted off of Professor Layton, and there was a skeleton that was walking and talking now. "Finally," said the skeleton. "I was so tired of being a cunt." "Who are you?" asked Roxas. "I'm Sans," said Sans. "Sans the skeleton." "Oh shit, we OP as fuck now, boys," said Filthy Frank. Then we looked around to find any clue of where J.J. Abrams was, and then Lando bumped into a figure in a cloak. "Sorry, man." "Lando?" The figure removed its hood, revealing that it was Ringo Starr. "Ringo Starr," said Lando, giving him a hug. "Long time no see. How have you been?" "I've been incognito, looking for the headquarters for the Skinwalkers." "You know about them too?" said Zack. "Yes," nodded Ringo Starr. "In fact, the base is right beneath our feet." He bent over and pressed a button and a staircase opened up to underground. "Let's go," said Zack. He led the way down the tunnel. I held May's hand on the way down, and we all found ourselves in a large room filled with homeless people that were wearing the skins of other people, and they were huddled around bucket fires because it was actually really cold in that room. "So you figured it out," said J.J. Abrams. "You've uncovered my operation." "I found you, J.J., and I'm going to kill you," said Zack. "For Cloud!" "Didn't you already take your revenge out on Sephiroth, the person who actually killed Cloud? I think you're just going to kill me because you want to. That's not very honorable, Zacky bitch." "That's not true!" yelled Zack, and he charged at J.J. Abrams, who actually teleported out of the way. "You don't even know who you're dealing with." J.J. Abrams grabbed his own chin and pulled his face over his head like a hood, revealing that he was George Lucas. "Oh shit," said Filthy Frank. "We are fucked." "Correct," said George Lucas. "But why?" asked Cool Satano. "I didn't like the way J.J. handled the new Star Wars, so I killed him, took his flesh, and now I am in charge of the new Star Wars movies again." "I trusted you," Lando screamed. Too bad. George Lucas raised his hands toward Lando, and Lando started floating in the air and screamed, and his eyes rolled into his head. And then he was silent, and his skin flew from his body and onto the back of the only homeless person that did not have a skin coat in the room. There are so many useless people in this world, said George Lucas. So much good flesh that is not put to use properly. You see, what I am doing is right. I'm taking skin from the undeserving and giving it to the people that really need it. That's insane, cried Luke, still in the arms of Filthy Frank. And what good is that skin on your back? George Lucas raised a hand towards Luke, who started to grunt in pain. You're not touching him, screamed Zack, and he charged at George Lucas again, but George Lucas wasn't expecting it, and he lost the hand that was raised. Ow, said George Lucas. People of the skin, I have helped you, and now you must help me. Destroy these fiends. The homeless people could not do much to help, however, so there was no help on that end. Don't worry, boss, said Shadow the Hedgehog as he came in from a corridor behind them. I can handle it. Get the fuck out of here. Thank you, Shadow, said George Lucas, and he retreated it. All right, you shitpiles. Prepare to witness true power. Shadow the Hedgehog was running around fast and being very good fighting, but they managed to defeat him. Said Shadow. You're pretty good. Too bad that Revolver Ocelot has already taken George Lucas to the secret hideout, and soon our god shall enter this world, and when he does, this whole area will fry, with you in it. Who is your god? Asked Zack. He is called the Beast, said Shadow. From over the garden wall? I asked. Yes, said Shadow, and then he disappeared. Where did he go? Asked Roxas. It doesn't matter, said Zack. We have to stop the beast from entering our world. So they ran down the hall and found a great glowing light. In the light there was a dark figure, slowly growing bigger, coming closer, laughing. How do we stop it? Said Roxas. Step aside, came a deep voice from behind them. They turned around, and it was Harambe. The beast is an old nemesis of mine, said Harambe the gorilla. I see now that it is my duty to hold this doorway closed for as long as I possibly can. But it will open at some point, said Zack. Yes, that is correct, said Harambe. And when that happens, you guys will have to be there to stop him. But if I don't close this now, none of us will be able to fight the beast when he comes. Thank you for your sacrifice, Harambe, said May. You are welcome, said Harambe. We all made our way for the exit. Catch you on the flip side, Zack shouted. Dicks out, my niggas, said Harambe, and he held the door shut as we made our way out. It was a peaceful day months later. Los Angeles was now an empty ghost town, and every nation had amassed an army to deal with the beast when he came. But as I sat with the now pregnant May in a field while we were having a picnic, I had the feeling that everything would be okay. Then